Step inside, not just into a cottage, but into a feeling. Here, deep burnt sienna warms the walls like memory, and the scent of polished wood meets the hush of candlelight. Every basket, every folded cloth, carries the tenderness of time well lived. This is not a tour. It's a slow return to the kind of beauty that doesn't shout. It simply stays. Welcome home to the English Country Cottage. The walls hum in deep burnt sienna, like an old song you never forgot. Here, time doesn't rush. It lingers softly in the folds of velvet and candlelight, where every brass glimmer feels like a heartbeat from the past. Blackened olive frames the room in calm shadow, while the table breathes stories of shared bread and laughter. Porcelain cups, frayed linens, and fading blooms. This is where beauty ages gracefully, and warmth becomes memory. On the sideboard, pumpkins rest beside lace and gold, their stillness whispering autumn's last sigh. You can almost feel the echo of gentle hands, arranging each object not for perfection, but for love. Two candles burn like quiet devotion, their light spilling across tapestry and frame. In this English country cottage, everything, every color, every scent, feels like it's been waiting just for you to remember. The deep, burnt sienna walls hold the afternoon light like memory. Soft and steady, the way warmth lingers after laughter. Velvet pillows and woven throws gather close, each thread a quiet confession of comfort. Blackened olive frames the crackle of fire, stone and shadow meeting in timeless calm. Here, time doesn't rush, it listens. You can almost hear the hush between heartbeats as the room exhales in gold and ember. A bowl of pears, an open journal, stories folded gently into candlelight. It's not grand beauty, just honest, lived-in grace. The kind that smells faintly of spice and home. Copper glints softly under the olive shelves. Linen towels drape like whispers of care. This is a house that remembers not just how to hold things, but how to hold moments. Deep burnt sienna wraps around the shelves, where glass jars catch the last of the light. Oats, herbs, and dried berries line up like keepsakes, proof that care can be quiet and beauty can be humble. Blackened olive wood holds baskets and brass. Each mark, each scratch, a whisper of use. You can almost hear the rhythm of the hands. That folded, poured, arranged, a tender kind of order. The kettle hums low, steam curling toward the dark like a prayer. It smells of cinnamon, cloves, and belonging. The small, steady warmth that fills a home. Candles bloom beside old portraits and pillows, their glow deep as memory. Here, time doesn't pass. It rests softly in the heart of the English country cottage. The light drapes softly over burnt sienna walls, settling on velvet and lace like a sigh from time itself. The armchair waits, warmed by the sun, a place where thoughts wander and never rush home. Along the olive-dark wood, a row of scarves hangs like soft memories, each fold holding the hush of old seasons. Even the brass knob gleams as though it's known love's patience. Lace curtains breathe with the wind, and the air smells faintly of linen and pages turned. Flowers spill from their vase in unspoken gratitude, proof that stillness can be alive. A picture, an old book, a flicker of candlelight, all resting under the deep hum of Sienna dusk. Here, beauty isn't arranged. It's remembered, quietly, tenderly, like a secret you never outgrow. The deep, burnt sienna walls hum softly in the morning light. A coat, a hat, an old umbrella waiting by the door. Each carries a story, quiet and kind, as though the house remembers everyone who's ever come home. Blackened olive trims hold the golden stillness of old wood. A basket rests near the door, boots line neatly in their place. Not just order, but devotion to the rhythm of coming and going, to the poetry of the everyday. A worn trunk sits beneath the weight of dried blooms, its brass lock glinting in the half-light. Inside, maybe blankets, maybe memories. Outside, a calm that only age can teach. The old radio hums a tune that doesn't rush. A hand turns the dial. A cat curls closer, and the world beyond the window disappears for a while. This is what it means to belong, to live inside warmth that asks for nothing and gives everything in return. Morning light spills softly through the window, catching the gold edges of teacups and crumbs of scone. Deep, burnt sienna walls hum quietly in the background, and the air smells of butter, warmth, and slow beginnings. Blackened olive frames hold the hush of stillness. Stacked towels, a single pumpkin, a jar of flowers. Every detail placed with calm intention, the kind that turns a room into a breath. A bronze sink glows beneath candlelight, the mirror catching whispers of the past. Here, water meets time gently, and even the smallest gesture feels sacred. Perfume bottles, soft hair, a brush resting mid-motion. The air carries the scent of lavender and wood polish, a quiet grace that lingers after touch. This isn't luxury. It's the poetry of living slowly, in a home that knows how to hold peace. Morning light filters through lace and leaves, falling gently on folded linen and worn wood. A crisp blouse hangs by the window, its cotton whispering stories of simpler mornings. The scent of soap and sunlight lingers, reminding you that even chores can feel like love. Blackened olive shells hold towels warm from the wash, each fold soft as memory. Brass and wicker gleam in the quiet, where the rhythm of care becomes its own prayer. In this stillness, you realize beauty doesn't need to speak. It only needs to be tended to. The air feels like a soft exhale. Deep, burnt sienna walls holding the hush of old stories. A flicker of candlelight drifts across velvet, and you can almost hear the house breathe. Blackened olive wood gleams beneath the quiet, cups resting where laughter once lingered. Here, comfort doesn't speak loudly. It hums, tender and patient. Pumpkins and petals share the same calm glow, woven with lace and time. It's beauty that doesn't try. It simply is, like the memory of a slow Sunday. 2 candles burn low and golden, their warmth touching every worn frame. In this cottage, you don't just see comfort, you feel it waiting for you to stay a while. The air carries a soft hush, deep burnt sienna walls holding every sigh of daylight. The sofa waits beneath quiet shadows, and time moves only as fast as the flicker of a candle. The blackened olive trim glows against the firelight, stone and flame breathing in calm rhythm. Each spark feels like a heartbeat, steady, kind, and unhurried. A bowl of pears, an open page, the scent of wax and fruit mingling in the quiet. Its beauty born of stillness, soft and real, like a memory too gentle to fade. Copper and olive share the same piece, a muted glow that feels like belonging. In this room, nothing demands. Everything simply rests, and warmth stays long after you've gone. Jars of grain and spice line the sienna wall, each one a little history of hands and harvest. It's the kind of quiet that feels alive, as though the air remembers every meal. Blackened olive frames the stillness. Woven baskets sleeping under candlelight. Nothing perfect. Everything peaceful. That's the secret language of home. Two jars of tea breathe steam into the dim light, and the room smells like comfort made visible. This is the hour where thoughts slow down, and gratitude feels heavy, like a blanket over the shoulders. A candle burns low by the bed, gold against the deep red walls. The world outside fades, and the cottage keeps your quiet safe. The afternoon folds itself into the fabric, soft and golden against deep, burnt sienna walls. The chair waits, quietly certain, that peace is found not in silence, but in stillness that listens back. On blackened olive wood, lace and linen rest, colors of warmth and memory intertwined. Each scarf, each thread, holds the gentle touch of someone who loved their days slowly. Light trickles through lace curtains, and every corner hums with calm. A table, a jug, a folded note. Ordinary things made sacred by care. evening leans close. Candles flicker like quiet promises kept. Nothing here asks for attention. It simply offers belonging. The coat by the wall sways softly in the still air. Deep burnt sienna walls glowing with the warmth of welcome. Every hat, every shoe, feels like the quiet echo of someone just returned. Blackened olive frames the golden wood, the floor whispering under baskets and blooms. There's no hurry here, only the kindness of slow days, and the comfort of being known. The old chest rests patiently, its brass lock gleaming like a small piece of sun. Lace, dried flowers, folded blankets, each holding a tenderness that age refused to forget. A soft hum rises from the radio, and a cat curls into the sound. The world outside fades, and for a while, home is all there is. Steady, simple, full of heart. Light seeps gently across the burnt sienna walls, finding its way to teacups and crumbs of comfort. A chair pulled close, a book half open. Morning here is not hurried, it simply unfolds. Blackened olive wood holds a quiet order, stacked towels, and a single pumpkin resting in peace. There's grace in simplicity, in letting beauty come from use, not from show. A bowl of bronze, a mirror that remembers faces. The soft flame flickers like an old thought, reminding you, care is not a task. It's a ritual of gratitude. Perfume lingers, hair catches the candlelight, and everything slows into gold. The day exhales softly, as though the house itself has said, "Thank you for being here." The window breathes light across deep, burnt sienna walls, lace curtains fluttering like a quiet sigh. An iron waits beside folded linen, its gold glint softened by the calm of morning. Even the air feels gentle, a reminder that care is its own kind of beauty. Blackened olive wood holds the warmth of touch. Towels stacked neatly, the scent of soap still new. Baskets, brass, and dried herbs fill the space with comfort. Nothing perfect, everything tender. It's the soft work of hands, the kind that turns everyday moments into peace. The walls, deep with sienna and silence. Listen gently to the footsteps of time. Every cushion, every shadow, feels like it's keeping someone's secret warmth. table waits beneath soft light, blackened olive and brass glinting like old poetry. Here, the world slows enough for tea to taste like peace. Dried flowers, a woven throw, a pumpkin near the window. The kind of still life that feels alive. Nothing asks to be perfect. Only true, only loved. Candlelight drifts across the room, like the final verse of an old hymn, and in that glow, you find yourself. Steady, quiet home. Sunlight leans against the burnt sienna walls, folding itself into the softness of fabric and time. Every cushion, every quiet corner, feels like an invitation to breathe. Fire hums low against blackened olive wood, its warmth more tender than bright. You sit, listening to silence do its gentle work, healing without saying a word. An old book lies open beside a bowl of pears, ink fading but not forgotten. It reminds you that beauty isn't new. It's remembered, rewritten, and softly kept. Golden light rests on the counter, linen towels breathing in the quiet. It's not just a home, it's a pause between moments, where peace lingers like the scent of cinnamon and tea. The shelves are lined with patience. Grains, herbs, fruit, all resting in glass. Deep burnt sienna behind them glows like dusk, as if even light slows to listen. Blackened olive shadows settle on old baskets. Linen folded the way memories are, softly. Every curve of wood tells a small story. Every candle burned marks the rhythm of care. In the dimness, the teapot hums. The scent of cloves curls through the air, and the sound of silence feels almost like company. A framed face, a candle's flame, and the hush of night falling through lace curtains. Here, home doesn't speak loudly. It breathes beside you, steady and timeless. Sunlight glides over velvet cushions, burnt sienna walls glowing like a slow ember. You can almost hear the room breathe. Its rhythm steady, its heart at rest. Blackened olive wood carries the weight of calm, woven with scarves that smell faintly of cedar and thyme. There's poetry in the way fabric drapes, unhurried, as if the air itself has learned to linger. Lace curtains sigh, and the flowers tilt toward the fading light. Even the still air feels tender, as though it knows this peace won't leave easily. Candles glow beside a well-loved book, their light falling softly on carved wood and linen. It's a kind of warmth that doesn't fade. It just deepens quietly, night after night. Burnt sienna walls breathe the color of comfort, as coats hang like quiet conversations paused mid-sentence. A woven basket leans in the corner, still carrying the hush of yesterday's errands. The hall glows under blackened olive trim, boots lined neatly like little acts of care. Every object feels placed with thought, as though the room itself remembers the rhythm of kindness. An old trunk, red and worn, keeps stories beneath its lid. On top, dried grasses lean gently toward the light. Beauty without effort, grace without need. The radio crackles. A voice from another time fills the air. A cat listens with half-closed eyes. And in that stillness, you can feel how deeply the house loves its quiet. Burnt sienna glows like a sunrise that never fades, as tea steam curls around the scent of baked bread. This isn't a meal, it's a pause, a small prayer to the gentle start of things. Blackened olive tones hold folded linen and patience. Every fiber smells faintly of lavender and care. Here, stillness isn't empty. It's full of devotion, woven into the smallest corners. Brass and candlelight meet softly, their reflections blending like time and touch. Even water feels warm in this space, where every gesture remembers kindness. A hand runs through hair beside an amber glow, and the scent of perfume drifts like a memory. In this quiet room, life feels beautifully lived and beautifully ordinary. Sunlight drifts through the lace, and burnt sienna glows like a quiet ember. A white blouse hangs nearby, its fabric breathing the calm of a day unhurried. You can almost hear the hum of morning, soft, steady kind. Blackened olive shelves gleam with quiet patience. Towels folded in warm earth tones. A bowl of fruit resting beside an old brass pot. This is where care becomes rhythm, where tending feels like prayer, and every task hums the language of love. Deep burnt sienna wraps around you, warm and familiar, like a handwritten letter. The air smells of wood, spice, and patience, a comfort older than words. Blackened olive tones steady the space, their calm weight grounding the glow. Porcelain cups, folded linens, small gestures of tenderness, quietly waiting. Baskets, lace, and brass, gathered not for show, but for memory. Every corner feels like a sigh of gratitude for seasons that stay a little longer. As the candles flicker, the walls seem to lean closer. Soft light kissing the old frames and edges. Here, in this timeless hush, you remember how peaceful it feels to belong. Deep burnt sienna wraps around you like a soft shawl, the room alive with gentle age. It feels less like stepping inside, and more like being remembered. Blackened olive shadows dance beneath the mantel, and the flame hums a steady lullaby. Every spark glows with kindness, as though even the fire knows how to rest. A journal open to an unfinished thought. A bowl of pears waiting by candlelight. The poetry of ordinary things. Nothing perfect. Everything loved. Evening settles softly through olive green windows, touching copper, lace, and memory. Here, the house breathes gently, not to impress, but to comfort. Deep burnt sienna wraps the room in warmth, and glass jars shimmer softly in the low light. Every grain, every dried petal, feels like a note in an old love song, familiar, tender, and true. Blackened olive shelves hold woven baskets and brass, their edges softened by years of care. There's a kind of grace in what's been used well, a beauty that asks for nothing, just to be seen. Two jars breathe out curls of tea-scented air, their warmth touching the room like memory. The world outside can wait. Here, even silence tastes sweet. Candlelight leans against framed gold and velvet cushions, casting long shadows that move like whispers. It's not just a house, it's a feeling that lingers, a quiet that feels like home. The chair sits bathed in honeyed light, sienna walls echoing the hush of dusk. Outside, the world moves fast, but here, even the dust dances slowly. Along blackened olive trim, fabrics hang like soft sighs of autumn. Every fold, every color, tells of mornings unhurried, and hands that cared more for comfort than perfection. Sunlight leans in through the lace, warming the vase, the pages, the quiet bloom of stillness. It's not decoration, it's devotion to the gentle art of living well. Candles flicker beside old letters, and the air smells faintly of tea and polished wood. In this cottage, even the shadows feel kind, a gentle reminder that warmth doesn't need to speak to be known. The scent of old wood and wool greets you first. Burnt sienna walls glowing like the last light of day. Coats rest on their hooks. Shoes wait side by side. A soft rhythm of homecoming. Blackened olive doors hold the hush of the past, and every painting seems to breathe with candlelight. Even the pumpkins and branches look as though they've grown roots in memory. Time lingers on the old brass clasp, where lace and linen keep their peace. It's the kind of beauty that doesn't sparkle. It glows slowly, like trust. A hand turns the radio dial, and music drifts like a sigh through the room. A cat curls near the cushions, and for a long, unhurried moment, you realize home is not a place. It's this feeling. Tea cooling beside fresh blooms, lights sifting through lace curtains. Burnt sienna hums beneath it all, steady and warm, like a song you hum without knowing why. Blackened olive anchors the scene. A pumpkin, folded towels, a vase breathing gold. This is what comfort looks like. When it doesn't try, it simply exists. The sink gleams softly, surrounded by candles and the scent of soap. Every reflection feels gentler here, as though even time bows its head in quiet respect. Perfume bottles glint. A hand brushes through hair one last time. Outside, the day dims. But inside, the house glows, alive with the calm that lingers. After everything important has been said, the sun leans in through heavy drapes, touching linen, wicker, and wood with warmth. The air carries the scent of clean cloth and calm earth. Here, even small labors feel poetic, each motion a note in the song of home. Blackened olive cabinets hold the hush of stillness, towels stacked like gentle thoughts. The world outside moves fast, but here, time folds softly, into texture, into fabric, into care. A house like this doesn't just hold things, it holds grace.